What is happening in it? J Gaming Dude here, and it's that time where we're going to be talking about Honkai Star Rail 1.2 updates, because as of last night, they did in fact do it was like 8 hours ago of me recording this. The announcements have been made for what we're going to be looking forward to in the 1.2 update. So first and foremost, let's just kind of jump into it. So we've got our 3 redemption codes for this update. Most likely it'll be expired by the time I actually put the video up, because they only last like a day, but I've already used up mine, and that gives you about 300 Stellar Jade and a few other items for upgrading your light cones and characters. I think like 4 of each. Yeah, so 4 of the purple grade ether and 4 the purple rank EXP material for your characters. And the name of the update is Even Immortality Ends. So interesting, an interesting name, given that we're currently dealing with the deer, which was, well, the deer was kind of like the final boss in a way, which was adhering to the path of abundance. And if you know anything about that, that's all about healing and a longer lasting life, and we were chasing down people who were seeking immortality, which was considered illegal pretty much. So interesting name. We've got our codes. First and foremost are the character drops. So we're getting Blade and Kafka as like the main characters for the banners. Now with Blade, we're also getting Natasha, Sushang, and Arlen as the 4 stars for. So those are the 3 4 stars, and Blade, of course, is going to be the 5-star. Element Wind, Path of Destruction is what he follows. Kafka is Element Lightning, Path of Nullity. And then Luca is a 4-star that is Physical, Path of Nullity as well. So pretty much the first banner is going to be Blade, and then we're going to then move over to the second one 3 weeks later. And with Kafka, we've got the 3 4 stars we've got are Luca, Sampo, and shoot, I forgot her name. I use her a lot. Jesus Christ, Serval, yes. I use Serval a lot, and yet I just did not remember her name whatsoever. But I remembered just before I started recording. Jesus. Alright, moving on. We've got 2 different types of relics. So we've got the Longvis Discipline and Disciple, not Discipline, Jesus. And Messenger Traversing Hacker Space. So HP increase and speed increase, depending on what you want to prioritize in terms of your character builds. So less about actually like dealing damage and more about how you want to buff yourself in the long term. So relics are intended to be in game anyways, so unless you're in game, you're probably not going to care too much about this. And it just kind of explains in this Dexterdo article. A few new bosses: Malefic Ape the Ascended and Yang Chi. And then there's going to be a new weekly boss called Vantalia the Undying, which is going to drop materials for Blade, Kafka, and Luca. So new characters means new materials, which means a new boss for dropping all of those items, which is going to be interesting to see. I don't know if it's going to be similar to how we deal with the current 2 bosses, which were the something of war. Can't remember exactly what it's called, but where you've got 3 goes per week to fight the bosses and get ascension, not just ascension materials, but more like trace materials for when you're about to max out a character's trace and things like that. We get another 10 free pulls with the daily login bonuses, as we did last time with 1.1. So interesting to see that that's going to continue going along. And then with the events we've got, so Gift of Odyssey, which was the 10 free pulls when we log in for about a week. Tales of the Fantastic, Going to be interesting to see how that goes, and whether or not they're going to take stuff forward from like some of the previous events, because we had a handful of those, like the museum, which was excellent, Stellar Flare, which could have probably been done a bit better if it wasn't purely focused on like in-game players and could have encompassed more people. And then you've got stuff like, you know, the free 10 pulls as well as part of 1.1. So we've got the Underground Treasure Hunt, which is going to take place in Belobog in the Great Ruins of the Great Mine. And Where Are You, Mr. Trotter? I'm interested in that one only because if you know what trotters are, that'll definitely pique your interest, because trotters give very, very good items and equipment and just a lot of other good things. And also a plentiful amount if you do happen to beat them before they run away. And it looks like Planar Fissure is also returning for double ornaments in the double planar ornaments in the simulated universe. So that's going to be great to see, because it's usually pretty, like, if you've been through simulated universes as much as I have, like, getting double the amount of items definitely helps for sure. And then we've also got 2 new companion missions, Letter from a Strange Woman and For I Have Touched the Sky, and that's of course going to be for Kafka and Yukong, who was released as part of the second 1.1 banner that we get. But yeah, so that's just about everything. And there is apparently one new Trailblazer mission called Top Cloud Tower Thrust. So I'm wondering if it's just going to be the one quest or if there's going to be anything new, because Trailblazer missions are the story missions after all. Yeah, it'll be just interesting to see where this will go. Where will the story continue? And I wonder if they're going to recap us, because for someone like myself who beat the story ages ago, I am starting to sort of forget a few different elements, but I think for the most part, generally most of the story doesn't matter. It's just kind of where we end up, which was defeating the deer that keeps constantly resurrecting because it, you know, puts its roots within everywhere, and it follows the path of abundance, which a bunch of rogue individuals within the Luofu are trying to, take upon themselves the power of immortality. But immortality is completely like shunned at, looked down upon, and kind of just outright not banned in a way, but like it is extremely heavily discouraged. Actually, no, I think they did forbid it. So yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, they did ban it technically, though I think forbidding is definitely more of a serious, like a slightly more serious word to use. But yeah, with all of that said and done, that was pretty much the sort of updates that we got from 1.2. A lot of Kafka fans are going to be very happy and try and pull her. I don't get what you guys see in her, but you know, that's just me. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the updates. All in all, I feel happy with the updates. I mean, we get 4 more events, one of which is the 10 free pulls, and another that's going to be the return of the Planar Fissures. I mean, technically, if you count the Planar Fissures double drops, that's like 5 technically. But I am kind of disappointed we didn't get more Trailblazer missions, that we only got 1. During 1.1, we didn't get any Trailblazer missions, so I was kind of hoping for more story. Yeah, so a bit of a mixed bag. We'll see how the characters work, though. Don't know too much about them except for what element they are and the path that they follow. Yeah, but with all that said and done, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you've watched the video up until this point, give it a like just to let me know that you've watched it until the end, and subscribe if you want to see more content in or around Honkai Star Rail. And of course, flip a comment below to let me know about your thoughts about the update and what you guys think about future content that's going to be coming out. Any rumors, speculation, that's all completely welcome. With all that said and done, I'll see you guys next time.